Herschel Walker is a Trump candidate. You know, Trump likes Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker likes Trump. But he had a moment here where he's almost too honest. And this is probably going to lead to a little bit of a backlash. So he's going to accidentally tell the truth. And this might have consequences. Let's look.
One thing that people don't know is President Trump never asked me. And I need to tell him that he never asked. I heard it all on television that he's going to ask Herschel. He's saying Herschel to run. President Trump never came out as Herschel. Will you run for that Senate seat? Or Herschel run for this? He never asked. So I'm mad at him because he never asked, but he's taking credit that he asked. Before all this started coming about, my wife and I went with Pastor Tony Evans at Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, and we went into prayer. We went into prayer, and I prayed about it. And to be honest with you, I was praying that God would bring somebody else. I'm like, I'm happy. My life is doing well. I got a company, man. I'm rolling. But I love the Lord Jesus. Yeah. And I said, one thing that...
I can't help but enjoy him talking. Anyway, Herschel, you done fucked up. You done fucked up, Herschel. You know that you done fucked up? You done fucked up. Because now the big man might take some shots at him because... He basically was like, hey man, you lied. I'm mad at you because you lied. Because Trump has been going around saying, I was the one who told Herschel Walker to run, I got him involved. And he's like, no, you didn't. You didn't say shit to me, bro. What are you talking about? And it's just, Trump can't help himself. He can't help himself. He can't help himself. He's a pathological liar. So he just says shit. He just has verbal diarrhea. And here's a Republican candidate like, no. You're wrong. Like, well, Herschel, you're about to get the memo, dog. You're about to get the memo. You don't cross the mafia don because he'll come after you. Now, he might do it publicly, he might not do it publicly, but there's probably going to be hell to pay for this, at least if Trump catches wind of it, and he might catch wind of it. But like, so look, I don't even think it's a question. Who do you believe? I believe Herschel Walker over Trump. Totally. Because Herschel Walker, even though he's absolutely bananas, he's got horrific politics, you name it, this does strike me like an honest retelling of events. And I could just see Trump up there at a rally saying how he got Herschel to run, and Herschel's watching it on TV like, what? Like, what are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? And it's classic Trump, man. He can't, like, what was that? I remember that article that came out where they counted his lies since the beginning of his presidency, and it was at like 30,000 and change. Just even ones that it didn't even, like, it doesn't even make sense to lie about. Like, why would you lie about that, bro? There's no reason to even lie about this, but he just wants to take credit for some shit. So he's like, yeah, I got Herschel involved. You know, it almost reminds me, I'm trying to think of his my favorite Trump lie of all time, is, remember when he claimed he was pretending to be his own publicist? You remember this? I remember covering this maybe like 2017, 2018, some shit like that. And he would call, what did he say his name was? John Barron, I think it was. John Barron. He would call newspapers and like those shitty celebrity gossip magazines. And he'd be like, oh yeah, Mr. Trump, all the ladies want him. You have no idea. Like all the rich, famous, celebrity, beautiful women, the most beautiful women, like Madonna really wants him. She keeps calling and asking to go on a date with Mr. Trump. And it was Trump pretending like he wasn't Trump. He was pretending like he was Trump's publicist. And he'd be like, my name's John Barron, I'm his publicist. And it was obviously him talking on the phone. It was clearly his voice. And then they had recordings of the phone calls when he was calling the different magazines saying that shit. And they played it, and Trump was like, that's not me. Dog, we all know your voice. That is 1,000,000% you. It's not even close. It's obviously you. And he was like, that's not me. That's not me. And I remember thinking, like, if he's willing to lie about that shit when he is caught dead to rights, there is nothing this man won't lie about. And then the crazy thing to think about is what is actually going on in his mind as he's saying that shit. Does he convince himself of his own bullshit? Because that's what a pathological liar is. He lies so much he doesn't realize he's lying. He's just like, it's just part of who he is and what he does. And like, he convinces himself of his own shit, which is a form of like being psycho, right? Like it's a form of, or delusional, definitely delusional that you convince yourself of the shit, but I don't know. No reason to lie. Hilarious that Herschel Walker said this and told the truth. And, it's just classic Trump moment exposing Trump for who he is and what he is. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.